I went into hospital with arthritis. I was off for a long time. And when I was recovering, I went to evening classes in archaeology. This was an old passion of mine. Not that I ever done anything or knew anything about it, but when I was knee-high to a grasshopper, I used to read Greek myths and prehistory and that kind of thing. And I went to archaeology classes and I said, "Did you think I could be an archaeologist?" "Don't be ridiculous," she said. "How do you think you'd get down in a trench?" "I tell you what," she said, "you could do conservation." So I went for an interview at London University, Institute of Archaeology, and I was interviewed by two very old customers, well known to the conservation world, absolute eccentrics, lovely people, Miss Geddy and Henry Hodges, yes. And they said, "Well, what grounds do you have for thinking that you might be good at conservation? Have you any hobbies? Do you knit or sew?" No, I haven't. I don't do anything." "Well, how can we then assess whether or not..." "Oh," I said, "well, when I was a nurse, people used to queue up for me to take their stitches out." "All right," they said. So I was in.
Yep, I can see the connections.
And when I qualified, I went to Lincoln Archaeological Trust and set up a laboratory for them. And I worked there for quite a long time, and it was lovely working in the field and training up students. And then I moved to the Art College and became head of their new conservation department. Then I was headhunted to go to English Heritage, and after I'd been there for a little while as head of the conservation, archaeological conservation team, I was appointed head of the laboratory. So there were a whole bunch of research scientists, human bone, animal bone, pollen, you name it, working in the field of scientific approaches to archaeology. And I loved it. So after I retired, and I retired early because by then I was beginning to get this nagging feeling that if I didn't start writing seriously, I never would. I went back and taught almost immediately at university again for a little while. I went to Washington for a conference, as one does, and met Tony, to whom I am now married.